Okay, strap in. I have a missive. Because, well, this week I've been sick and I've been in a bad mood. And so on Thursday I decided, let's perk my mood up. Let's have a look on Game Pass. And look, there's a game I've been looking forward to. It's just dropped. What do I play? I fucking played Redfall, and I was even angrier.
What's that about?
Well, so Redfall is an open world, quote-unquote immersive sim, I'll get to that, from Arkane Austin, creators of such wonderful games as Dishonored and Prey.
Love Prey.
Some absolute banging classics. Previously to this, their worst game was Arx Fatalis, and that was still pretty good.
Did they do that?
Yeah, they did Arx Fatalis. It was their first game.
Yeah, I know that.
This is god-awful. It's really, really fucking bad.
You mean the critics were right?
The critics were absolutely bang fucking on. So I played this for about 2 hours and had to then tear myself off it because I was about to snap my Xbox controller in half because I was getting really pissed off with it.
They're quite hollow as well.
They are quite hollow and very light. Like, it wouldn't take much to snap one, and I was getting dangerously close to a plastic creak. So the whole run of this game is it's a 4-player co-op immersive sim / first-person shooter, where you are in the Pacific Northwest town of Redfall, which has been sealed off from the rest of the world by vampires, because vampires are a thing in this game. It's not Pacific Northwest, it's Massachusetts. Ignore me on that one.
So it's definitely not.
Definitely
it's
not.
Definitely not the Northwest.
Other side of the country.
Northeast.
Yeah. So the premise, according to Wikipedia, after a failed scientific experiment, a legion of vampires invaded the isolated town from the outside world. Trapped inside Redfall, players must choose among 4 unique survivors: a cryptozoologist, inventor, a telekinetic student, a combat engineer, and a supernatural former US military special forces sniper veteran. To slay their enemies, vampire and human collaborators alike.
This has got to be good.
No. It's fucking not. It's so upsetting.
This keeps happening to you, mate.
I know, right? I get
excited. Can you stop saying you're looking forward to games, please?
Get excited about games and they come out and they're shite. It's really fucking disappointing. So, okay. So I've tried to boil my thoughts down to this one so it doesn't get into just an unhinged rant. Basically, if you play it, like your immediate feeling is like it feels like Deathloop to move around and play. Like it's that level of first-person shootery.
That's fine movement.
Yeah, fine movement. You don't have any of the kind of like the acrobatic stuff that like Colt could do in that game. But anyway, yeah. So you start off on the ship. You kind of work your way out of it, and you kind of work towards the town of Redfall. Now the problem is, so they kind of advertise this as being like an immersive sim or having immersive sim aspects to it. It doesn't. Everything has a prescribed. Every locked door has a precise key that you need to get through. Whereas in like
it doesn't have your code that you loved.
Nope. Or at least I hadn't found it by the time I got out. The whole thing with an immersive sim, or with actually most of Arkane's output, has been that you can do anything the way you want to. If you can work out a path through a level, do it that way.
A locked door doesn't mean a locked door, does it? In those games?
No, in this day, it's a fucking locked door. There is one route through everything. I will say I like its art style. Its art style is very pretty. And it's that kind of chunky Arkane style. Everyone's got massive fucking hands for some reason. But the problem,
long arms as well.
The long arms, yeah. The problem boils down to the design of the game. The game doesn't do what it's supposed to do. And I'm not talking about technical stuff. Like I had a couple of bugs and glitches, but I don't really care about that kind of thing. They were just like frame hitches or texture pop.
You did play Chernobyl, didn't you? You love a bit of jank.
I saw a screenshot of some people on our Discord who were playing it, and Tig was just literally in the floor, moving around in the floor. So.
Yeah, that's a power. That's a power that it's got.
So, in the opening couple of hours of play, so the first kind of thing you have to do is you go to this fire station, and that's going to be like your base of operations, but you got to clear the vampires out of there. You've also got to get rid of these kind of cultists that worship the vampires as well. So you'd think, right, this is my first big combat encounter. I've got a building I can do with what I want. I can be sneaky, or I can be shooty, or I can have a blend of the both. And I have to clear it all out. When you get inside the fire station, There are 2 human enemies and 1 vampire. That's it.
Oh, God. How could you get by them?
So you go upstairs, you kill those 2, and then you get the shotgun, and then you go to the basement and kill the kind of first boss monster. First boss monster took 3 shots to kill.
Maybe you're just really good at games, mate.
I was playing it on hard. I would have expected them to be slightly bullet spongy.
Okay.
We then get to the kind of proper opening cutscene, because this is kind of where like a lot of the story gets developed. Except it's not a cutscene; it's a fucking slideshow. There's not a single animated cutscene in this game. No shots of people talking to each other. It's just static images that are kind of that are on different layers, kind of moving across each other, and that's it. The graphics, when you actually get into the game, like the art style I like. However, the graphics would look great for the Xbox 360, not the Xbox Series X.
Oh dear.
No, it doesn't run, as we all know, it doesn't run at 60 frames a second. It also doesn't run at 4K, so I'm not even getting like pretty mode out of it. Just 1080p 30. It's like, yeah, great last gen performance. The guns are unsatisfying as fuck to shoot. It runs on a very similar system to Destiny, where you just pick up random weapons and some of the numbers are higher than other numbers.
We no reason, just
no reason. I did the opening four main missions. They all consisted of go to these 2 places, kill everything, come back. The next one consisted of go get this key, come back, go kill that thing, come back, and then go kill that thing and come back. That was the run of the mission design. The characters aren't interesting at all. They are constantly spouting internal monologue at you while you're going through the world. And it's not good internal monologue. Like the actors have done as good a job as they can with the dialogue, but it's just too constant and it's shit, quite frankly. There is hardly any enemies in the map. I walked from one side of the map to the other. It took about 10 minutes. And I had 2 combat encounters.
Infested by vampires.
Yeah, no, fuck all. The vampires themselves, when they attack you in the open world, if you find a car, walk to the other side of the car, and they will just kind of keep jumping up against the car.
Do they do it with chairs as well?
Do it with chairs. They're not capable of understanding a ledge. If you climb up a ledge, the vampire will not be able to get to you until it teleports.
That is one of vampire's weaknesses in mythology, though. We all know this.
Ledges. Oh yeah, raised surfaces.
Yeah, they don't like them.
If you want to blow up
garlic,
if you want to blow up a car, you just shoot its windows out and it will catch fire.
Don't they all have identical oil spillages underneath them as well?
All of them, yep.
Love it. It's like PS2.
If you go into an area where vampires have been and there are dead bodies, you will usually find the same 3 or 4 dead bodies around there. They just copy-pasted.
I saw your video of that. Like, you literally moved from one body, then turned around and went back to another body. It's like, it's the same body with the same layout,
same skin,
the same blood,
pose.
the same pose.
It's a big family.
No, yeah. It's absolutely pathetic. The story is absolute bobbins. It's all scientific experiment, conspiracies, the army's coming, it's a private military, yada, 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 yada. All that kind of thing. The gunplay isn't fun. The enemy AI is hilariously bad. So when I was going to one of the missions, I had a sniper rifle, and I came across a group of the human cultists, and I thought, okay, let's snipe them, because there's 6 of them, there's 1 of me, I don't want to get into it, I just can't be arsed. So there was 2 having a conversation with each other, and I sniped one of them, and the other one kept talking. Didn't notice that the person he was talking to had been killed.
Nice.
So I was not far away from them and managed to snipe all 6 down without being spotted. Without a silencer on my gun. It's shit. It's quite frankly a waste of 70 gig on your Xbox.
10 out of 10 then, yeah?
No, actually, Oodles, this one will piss you off because I know you like a skill tree, right?
I do love a skill tree.
Okay, so you can level up your skills through this. So there's one of the characters who he's supposed to be a stealthy guy. And he's got a raven pal, best bird boy.
His name's Stealth McTavish or something like that.
Something stupid. Basically, but the whole point of the bird is he directs the bird off and it'll fly into a building and it'll mark all the enemies, right?
Like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, great for stealth because then you can kind of scuttle through a place.
Yeah.
And then you know where everything is. The first upgrade for the bird is for the bird to be able to do damage. But if the bird does damage, it puts all the enemies on alert, which means you ruin your ability.
There's no stealth anymore.
There's no stealth. So it's like all the upgrades have these weird contradictory features. Like there is the psychic girl who I also who is the one I was playing as. She has a like a biotic shield kind of thing that she can put up. But then you can't do anything else when you've got that up. You can't shoot. You move slower. So all you're really doing is delaying death. So because you can fire it forward and it will do damage, but in like a really short range. So it's just like none of it makes sense, and like it's really fucking disappointing that this is Arkane, because Prey is one of my favorite games of all time. That was incredible. But this is take away all the various little technical issues with it,
which can get ironed out.
Like there's not enough updates that will make this a good game because this game has been conceived badly.
It's not just a patch that can fix it.
It was delayed by about 6 months, wasn't it? So even, what
have they done with that 6 months?
Exactly. So you think even with like
wanking
a couple more years of delays, it probably wouldn't have saved it.
No, it's like this needs to go back to the original design doc and fix it. Because
Xbox crushing the game.
The annoying thing is, I can see the kernels of a great game here. Like the concept is brilliant. The whole idea of this kind of 4-player drop-in, drop-out co-op, dealing with vampires, sneaking around.
Should be brilliant, shouldn't it?
It should be brilliant. Like it doesn't even really nail that kind of 80s horror vibe that it's going for. Like, when you look at the artwork and the text and all that, like it looks like it's aiming for like kind of mid-80s, slightly horror comedy kind of romp kind of film.
It could have been Lost Boys, the end of Lost Boys, the game. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. It could have been like
Fright Night or something.
But it's not even kitschy enough to get away with that. So, nah. Even though it's on Game Pass, avoid it as hard as you physically can.
Put a score on it. The people want to know.
I would say this is a 3 or a 4 out of 10. Like this is rough. It gets that high simply because it turns on and you can physically play it.
Yeah, and you respect the devs. They get a point for that.
Yeah, but it's not worth your time at all.
There you go, listener.
I don't know if it's better when you
Redfall in your life.
Yeah. I don't know if it's better if you play it with people. I've just played it.
It's probably
myself.
Worse.
But it's probably got some real shit neck code. But this is kind of 3 for 3 with Bethesda on big multiplayer titles being broken.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Looking forward to that Starfield and that Elder Scrolls, baby. Yeah,
doesn't bode well, does it?
It's gonna be shite.
Do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Starfield gets another delay after this because the Xbox.
5 years.
Xbox need a win.
Xbox really need a win, and they need to make
win.
The money back.
Salty about it.
They need to make money back on that Bethesda.
One out
purchase.
of the past 4 is not very good, is it?
So yeah,
excellent. Don't bother.